I'm sorry. I was looking elsewhere, and the first comment that I noticed came from Gary Green this morning, who says, Tomala, I finally received a notification to watch. I love it. Good morning, Gary, and good morning, everyone else. This is Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we examine headlines from our city. Hold on, just there you go. From our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at your questions, ideas, and suggestions on how to have a great life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. Today is Saturday, December 3rd. We need a Saturday song. Okay, enough of that. Today we have news as always. Today we have the most creative way to drive your household or your next door neighbors crazy with 4-part harmony, lovely singing. We have a couple of other important headlines, and I have a couple of other events that are coming up. It's interesting because this time of year, the number of things that are going on seem to be increasing. Either that, or people are getting smarter about publishing their events to Facebook Facebook events, rather, which is a great idea because if you publish your events on Facebook, then people can go find them. Whereas if you only publish them on your own Facebook page, only those that are familiar with your page already are likely to find your event. So we always encourage anyone that is organizing anything that is open to the public to create an actual Facebook event for it. It is free and it will make your event reach a lot more people. So before we get started, as always, we'd like to welcome everyone, and particularly those of you who are watching live for the first time. Welcome aboard. If that is your case, just let us know by writing the word new in your comment, and we'll be so happy to give you a nice little welcome. If you have something truly important on your mind that you would like to share with us and you would like a reaction, it helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q to your comment, and we will be so very happy to address it later on. But first, let's take a look at the news. This is good news for the most part. A portion of the new fleet of city buses promised by Unibus PV for Puerto Vallarta by March of next year has actually arrived. We are talking about 45 brand spanking new city buses that will hopefully make for a more fluid public transportation experience throughout the city during the December holiday season. This is, of course, good news for public transportation users, but also given the gradual increase of vehicles throughout the city that we've experienced throughout, during the last couple of years, one has to wonder what will be the long-term solution to vehicular traffic, not only in Puerto Vallarta, but throughout all of Bahía de Banderas. I mean, there's only so many catapults we can operate around here at the same time. One of the streets through which the new buses will not be traveling, at least not anytime soon, apparently, is Basilio Badillo in Colonia Emiliano Zapata, where the ongoing improvements to the water lines by Seapal are still ongoing. And here we thought that this work would be completed before the holiday season. Everything seems to indicate that they may or may not happen. Hopefully it will. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that this work is completed and soon, because we know just how busy this part of the city gets during the holiday season. And I have some good news. Everything seems to indicate that the process to declare Los Arcos de Mismaloya as a critical habitat are moving along, according to an environmental group that has been promoting this motion. According to this news note, there is a difference. I didn't know this. There is a difference between being designated a natural protected area and or a critical habitat. The group that is spearheading this effort indicated that designating an area as a critical habitat area or achieving critical habitat status is easier to achieve or less bureaucratic than the process of declaring an area a natural protected area. I'm fairly ignorant about these affairs. And unfortunately, no specific group was mentioned in the article, so we don't know exactly who's spearheading all this. But I think it's a good bit of news overall, as we think Los Arcos de Mismaloya is a beautiful natural treasure. Apparently, more so underwater than above, because there's a lot of natural species that live there. So this is good news. We'll keep our eyes open for this kind of information so that we can continue moving forward. I see some interesting cues already. We will address them during the chit chat section. But first, let's take a look at the weather and a couple of other things. Now that's funny. Snarky Weather says, I don't think Kanye and Elon are friends anymore. Ay, Dios mío. I don't know what else to say then. Ay, Dios mío. We could say, oh, pues, I suppose. 27 degrees. Humidity is high, 77%. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And our weather forecast for this lovely weekend, and yes, today is Saturday, is humid and partly cloudy throughout the day today, with a high of 30 and a low of 22. Tomorrow, Sunday, humid throughout the day with a high of 30 and a low of 21. And of course, we start the week with another humid day. What's up with humidity? With a high of 30 and a low of 21. Here I was thinking that we were done with our humid days. Now, I recently told you about, and we looked at it, about what all the wonderful things that are going on in El Tuito, and how El Tuito is increasingly becoming a fun place to spend a day, and hopefully soon with more hospitality options, a great place to spend a weekend. But in the meantime, I would like to remind you that not only is El Tuito having weekly market on Sundays, tomorrow they will be doing a piñata workshop at the market. So not only can you go and enjoy shopping for all kinds of fun chingaderas over there, but you can also enjoy the process of making a piñata. The market is going on tomorrow and every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And of course, we know piñatas to be a very important part of our holiday tradition. We will be explaining why in a special broadcast sometime in the near future. I'm adding to my list that we're going to talk more about the Virgen de Guadalupe. We're going to talk about posadas. We're going to talk about piñatas and all these things that make this holiday season special here in Mexico. Moving right along, I want to show you a shitload of butterflies. That's right. The National Tourism Secretary kindly reminds us that this is monarch butterfly season, and this photograph was taken in one of of the sanctuaries, this one in the state of Mexico. We know that this is one of the wonderful natural appeals in our country, and a lot of people flock to the state of Mexico during the winter months to the state of Mexico and the state of Michoacan to witness the monarch butterflies, which fly all the way from Canada down here to frolic, and then they fly back. I suppose they fly back. I don't know if they fly back or they simply, I don't know what happens. But if you want to see a lot of butterflies, if you want to be surrounded by them, this is the time of year to enjoy this. Last but not least, our friends from Hecho a Mano Peve are going at it again. If you're looking for a good place to buy handmade holiday presents, particularly those that are made by local artists, if you're looking for a way to gift local artists with a prosperous holiday season, what a better way to do that than to shop locally? And Hecho a Mano makes that very easy through these series of ongoing markets. And they have been doing several at El Patio in Francisco y Madero Street in Colonia Emiliano Zapata. And the next one is coming up December the 10th. That would be a week from today. And if you're looking for shopping, if you're looking to support a local artist, this is a great place to do this. And now, I promised you we would share a way to to annoy your next door neighbors or annoy your household with Christmas cheer. You see, it's the season. You know, it's the season to celebrate Christmas. And yes, I'm shaking my reindeer, gliding through the snow. Anyhow, I have for you the perfect way to amuse yourself and annoy the living hell out of everybody around you. We've featured this lovely quartet before, and I think it's time to let them go unleashed again here at Coffee and Headlines. I am, of course, talking about the Blobs, which are here and are going to give you a lovely demonstration of their singing power. See, they seem perfectly innocent. They're just, looking at each other, wondering what's going to happen here. If you are not familiar with the Blobs, let me tell you, you are in for a treat. You can make them sing, and you can sing along with them. All you have to do is this is the bass blob, and this is the tenor, and this is the alto, and this is the soprano. You can put them to sleep, but why would I do that if we haven't even heard them sing? Let's hear some Blobs singing. I'm going to click on the bass. Let's throw in a tenor. Let's cut to the chase. Are you amused? I hope you are. Now let's make it Christmassy. Let's add some snow. There you go. And see, they can sing to you. Oh, enough of that. Anyhow, this is, of course, one of the many wonderful experiments produced by Google Arts and Culture, Blob Opera. Now they have toured around the world. See, you can click here on this globe, and they had a presentation at Mexico City's Palacio de Bellas Artes, at the Fine Arts Palace. They performed, and you can, of course, hear them perform La Bamba. Una poca de gracia. Enough. So you see, I am easily amused, and I hope you are too. And if you want to sing along with the Blob opera, I'm going to give you the link in the show notes so that, again, you can amuse or bemuse your entire household and make your neighbors go crazy. And why not? It's the season to do that. And speaking of season to do that, let's see what your seasonal comments are like this morning. Lots of good mornings. Lots of good mornings. I love it. David Gregory, good morning. 8 more days. I love watching you count because God knows whenever I'm going to travel, I count the days as well. So I love the counting. I love it very much. Let's see what else is going on. See, this is the spirit. All this conversation about the Facebook notifications, Dan and Kathy have it all figured out. They programmed their smart speaker to let them know that we are having coffee and headlines. And the good news is we're always here at 10:30 in the morning, so it couldn't be that difficult to find us, I hope. There's a question here from Angelica. Are those buses going also to the Marina? Angelica, I wish I had an answer for you. If I was the bus company, I would be able to answer this question, but I am not the bus company, and there was no specific information on the article about where the buses are going. So the best thing that I can recommend to you is to look for Unibus PB on Facebook to find out exactly what is going on. Brian is happy because Lucy from Hecho a Mano is dropping off his church shirt today. Brian, my dear, let's go praying together. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about one of those wonderful tie-dye church shirts that Joshua makes. And you've seen me wear it before, so you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Hecho a Mano this coming Saturday and this coming weekend and enjoy the possibility of owning your own church t-shirt. Everybody should have one. Let's see what else we have. Does anyone know what hold on just a second. Does anyone know what an appropriate tip is for the trash collectors? They came 3 hours early yesterday looking for Christmas tips. Good question. I don't know the answer for this one, Terry. When you think about the fact that these folk go around picking up trash every single day of the year, that's not an easy question to answer. If they found me and somebody stopped me and they said, give us a tip, I would probably put out a 200 peso bill or something like that. We're not expected to do this. It also has to do with whether you have a relationship with your trash collector or not. I mean, if a total stranger comes to me and says, give me a tip, I'm like, well, part of me goes, why? We don't have a relationship. On the other hand, we all can be humanitarian and be generous. But again, that's just a suggestion. Please keep it in mind, or hopefully somebody else will contribute other figures. Chuck asks, what happened to the Facebook posts to remind us about coffee and headlines? Chuck, I have no idea. What happened to setting up your own reminder? I ask you. Christy is here, and I don't know if I'm going to be indiscreet by saying this. I won't give you all the details, but unfortunately, Christy had to cancel her first-time trip to Guadalajara en Ajijic at the last minute. I was really bummed out because in the couple of times that I had the pleasure of crossing paths with Christy during her time here in Puerto Vallarta, she was really excited about this. And I told Christy, next year, when you come back to Puerto Vallarta, we are going to Guadalajara together. We are hopping on that bus together, and we're going to love every minute of it. So there. Let's see what else we have. Your comments about the Blob opera. Yes, Luisa, they are absolute chachalacas. And I tell you, we are going to share the link so that you can have fun with the Blob opera at home Thank you, Daniel. I am so happy to see that I am not the only person that is easily amused around here. Love it. Love it. Let's see what else. They had little handouts printed by the trash company. Yes, this is true. I wouldn't, or rather, I'm not surprised. I haven't seen the handouts, but yes, they usually do that. The postman does that as well, and other public servants. Again, it's a personal thing. Feel free to be generous, or feel free not to. It's it's a personal thing, and this I think brings us to our. Oh, Doug gives us a reminder. Thank you very much. Disco party Sunday, Lázaro Cárdenas Parque. Yes, absolutely. We talked about this before. Let me see if I have the flyer nearby so that I can show it to you again. And I think we do. Here we are. This is the event that is going to be going on tomorrow at Parque Lázaro Cárdenas. It's a benefit for rice, as I understand it. So if you have nothing else to do, put on your boogie shoes tomorrow afternoon and dance the night away. And this, I think, brings us to the end of our broadcast for this lovely Saturday. This begins my weekend officially, so I hope you have some good plans. I'm going to be pretty chill throughout the weekend. But I hope you get to do whatever it is that you want to do. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday morning as usual. 10:30, you know the drill.